Hey, traveler. Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice!
Over here. To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this is really...
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it! You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Well...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know... on second thought, maybe we don't need to know? It's all probably super confidential House of the Hearth stuff, right? We don't...
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved. I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show... Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying. We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered, otherwise people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what... But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate!
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Lenny! We're finally here. The supplies.
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something?
It's the Traveler and Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests.
Oh, it's all right! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous. Of course! Father and Lenny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Lenny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can...
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands. I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all! Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right? Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both. Huh? Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes... I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison, but those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them? Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone you...
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that you don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything.
Really? Awesome! It's been so long since we have had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Bye! Lenny, about all that poison!
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of... When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets. Just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous prop. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has... I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. Filio, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts...
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called...
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have... After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others?
I heard that.
Oh!
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others?
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they'd...
That's enough, Filio.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go...
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Winnie's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far? Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Fremine? What are you doing here?
Well,
Fremine! Nice to see you again!
You too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you
Seafood soup?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing.
Yeah, we've got some left over.
Some food and water. And some clean...
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us.
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to...
Maybe it'll be better.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face.
Just a
brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the...
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you. You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster. I'm sure she must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you...
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been...
For how long?
About half a month now.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going... You know the rules of the House, Fremine. I know you do.
I've thought it through. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before that night. While I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find that feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices.
So what you're saying is... that was her?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father... But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we...
So what's your plan, then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
I haven't thought that far yet.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say.
Those two sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where No way! They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
I'm sorry, Linny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone...
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish...
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Linny and Fremine. Oh, it's raining. Hey, you two! Hope we aren't Oh, wait a minute, Fremine! You're...
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so...
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only that means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on...
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried to... She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she...
I don't know much about...
Let's see here. Oh, I Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so...
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first...
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds.
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Pup.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she... I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the... If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
I'm full. Thank you. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't... Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a...
Does she know that she has already
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as...
Clairvy, if you've got some time...
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that... your name... it's not on the roster.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. In this house, some people are family and other people are just test subjects. Wait, does that mean the knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of... But it seems like she's telling the truth. Maybe we should try a different approach. Claire...
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside. Where the sun can find me. That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name... Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side?
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll if the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own... You too. Okay, this is where we part. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the...
It's the knave! And... child! Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up...
What sort of unfinished business are we talking?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down.
Oh, okay, so...
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not but that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger.
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better for...
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random... And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been...
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could... that would...
And that is... But I also have a role besides. Considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya, but...
One I could do without.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you!
Is that so? Introductions have already been made.
Well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction.
Good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, If there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least... Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the... Oh, based on your reaction...
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue, although it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real... Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where...
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then, why did you try—
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior... The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well...
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty...
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so... friendly. The losing part...
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least...
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family...
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll... Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different...
Okay. Well, would you look at the time? Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less...
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some...
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with...
Oh? You want me to leave? I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll... Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please, forgive...
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went. Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the... But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, Well, we could always try... Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her... How did it go with you?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade. Oh, yikes. That our rare guy has a...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said
Did he say
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said it was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could...
Wait, so that means...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but...
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the...
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different...
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all... As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the... People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy on...
These kinds of conflicts have always been there.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met...
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But she's told me about it before. Experiments being run...
And they just believed all that?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually...
This is all because of Project Stu...
Whoa, hold on. What's this Project
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now...
Wait, but isn't that a...
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly It's just that... we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan... it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an entire...
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this...
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying. And I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father...
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should well, it's getting late. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Overruled!
I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all. Hey, you don't think the Nate... She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. Look! Look over there! Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees! Over there! Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast!
Laid bare!
Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting? It's better to dream of what I could have than... Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need... Sure. Although, after you hear all this, everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on. You're saying the knave did all? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary. I knew you wouldn't, but everyone thinks she's a good person. They all... Mother? But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I never... If only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry? There's that... Also, Paimon's getting... It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to... Well, in any case, it seems like she looks so young. It's getting windy. I should close the... Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the nights, Perry and I promised each other that once we're older... But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me. What should I do? Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into... We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous. And
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealing. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one.
secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation in Clairvy. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking...
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the Knave and the Doctor work together to do something horrible. It's just that it doesn't seem like the easiest thing to do would be...
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the Lynette? Let's...
The wind knows me.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale.
Well,
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before... Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you...
us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plan, don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any
The ocean breeze is sure not...
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along.
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us. Oh, good idea. Hopefully... Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the Knave was saying, just... Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Lynn and the others are on thin ice.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as... I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions...
You're not planning on doing any...
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, although There's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not... I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to... As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape...
But that's...
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you? Dude, it takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side. Well, time to go. Looks like we...
Transfixed!
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would... I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must...
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette. So allow me to use water as an... A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a... Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination.
Did you get any of that, Trav?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among...
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and return...
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my... And, unless absolutely necessary,
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross...
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to... Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to...
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that...
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy.
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon.
What exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body...
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more...
Lenny... Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Oh, shoot. Are you... Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers. Well, let me make it up to you at least.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the fam.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora.
I'll take 3 papers.
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory, though, right?
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've...
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson.
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have... If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious...
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for...
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Wonderful. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation.
Okay, sounds normal enough, but...
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me. Overruled!
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. It was before I became a harbinger, and before Lenny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events,
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from... Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but Clairvy was happy here. For a time. But
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then, it's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on day.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to...
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had... Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who...
Wait! The friend that...
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other... Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a... There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over, or exposed the truth. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together. A fierce...
Oh no.
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of if she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all from that moment on. Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact she was unsettled. and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation.
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now, after I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt, and that is where the story ends.
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something... You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem...
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about...
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable, but other times she would hide from me. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter, your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much—
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gun, but isn't there enough— So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rule—
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time.
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something... Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill...
Huh? Are you...
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Harry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settled.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishment by traitors.
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what...
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want... Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean...
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is...
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things, Claire. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our...
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of...
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson...
Filial, Nance, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness. Even if it...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz, we...
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth.
All those who betray the house.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rule, so please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
An order, once given, cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a...
Precisely. The rules of the house will not... However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength.
Wait.
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for... Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What if they lose? Those people from the house are really...
Don't you want to say a proper good...
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow.
Oh, looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And...
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the house.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Into the wind! Clever trick!
What pitiful attacks!
Watch out for Father's movements!
I thought I taught you better. Everlasting as the moon! With these rising flames! What pitiful attacks! I thought I taught you better.
Father's even stronger than I
Now that's
expected.
more like it. With these rising flames!
One with nature!
What pitiful attacks!
Light it up!
I thought I taught you better.
I really have to draw my blade.
Fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
My show mustn't
Who's next? Witness my rise. Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals. Spare your energy. Running is a little
adventure time.
Fallen leaves,
It's
adorn
my turn
Everybody
now.
stand back! Let's... Over here!
One with nature!
Teamwork is
It's
trick!
my turn now. Everlasting as the moon.
I really have to draw my blade.
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
Into the wind!
Let's light it up!
Transfixed.
Everybody stand back!
As one with wind and cloud! The wind knows.
Watch out for Father's movements!
Spare your energy. Running is a little far. Kindness has been sealed
Time to go.
away.
One with
My
nature!
blade is all that remains.
Father, let me...
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, overall,
By traitor?
Father, let me explain. We didn't.
faults.
Yes, Father. Secret midnight Nantoy clearly. Sato Filial was the worst of them all.
I did not. You're.
It's not like we're
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you? And you, Sheplo.
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to
Liar.
We all live. A single betrayal can. That's why the House of the Hearth can.
You've been
Filial, I owe you both my life. If this were...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. I'm sorry, Chapleau.
Chapleau, according to the rules,
All those who betray the...
and so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to...
Please, we all come from... But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should... I'm not saying I have a... So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny,
I also agree with...
An order once... However...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to...
Precisely. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient...
Impossible. Did you hear that, Traveler? Lynn and the others have to duel then. If they lose the...
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye?
Anger makes you impulsive.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about it.
When guests are around, families are often on their...
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to...
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any luck.
Time to shine!
And voila! Now that's more like it.
Silence!
With the fall of darkness,
The tide's
destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory. Not
Father's even stronger than I expected.
be a worthy opponent.
One with nature.
My blade is all that remains.
Into the wind.
Son of justice is blindsided. Be sanctified.
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Mind the side effect.
Suntown is only the beginning. You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know.
No! I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon? I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me. I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the... Brother!
Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed.
No!
I never thought things would end.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this... Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them.
Wonderful. Then...
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. If you can withstand the pain, when you awake, you'll have... In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of... Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
So, you're just...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you.
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Philip. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled.
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether... Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lenny.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? Wait, did I somehow
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little! Look, she's still speechless! Huh? That's it? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happened. Can you tell me about it?
You never stopped trying to defy... At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort, and later on you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel she would be... But you called on everyone to unite. To fight to a draw in order to reduce... You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never... For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only...
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really... But somehow, I still think I understand. Look, if I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a difference.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly... But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic... It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves.
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. You know, I used to dream of being a bard, playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. That's where Mora comes from. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. Just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of... Oh no, that must have been hard for... Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me. Ahem. Okay, so it was like...
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting water for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Arlecchino. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get...
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just... But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here?
Father, the bottled flames have been administered.
And you?
Thank you for giving us that choice. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and be... I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life.
I just never understood what you saw.
You're brave, talented. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. I'm not deserving of that title.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to... The road ahead is not an easy one. So I'll ask you one...
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen... Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spy. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember, no matter how arduous the journey ahead.
I see the value in my own.
Didn't Lenny say that Lynette and Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand... Oh, and I wanted to... Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy.
Wait, what? You've met...
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiment.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never met.
It really seems... The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it as...
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop the foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. And that's what Father told her.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should... But even if we didn't owe her anything, we may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without...
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course. You're welcome.
Are Filio and...
I actually saw them at a cafe. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking. They seemed happy. If I had...